In a world that remembers legends, Merida stands between past and present, where heritage echoes, and a spark of rebellion begins to question what it truly means to be royal. Rules written for others weigh heavy on Merida's shoulders. She sits, pressured to conform, while a fire inside whispers there's more to life than tradition and tidy checklists. Alone in her room, Merida removes the uniform of expectation. Surrounded by shadows and dreams, she wonders, who is she really beneath the mask they want her to wear? With a mic and a message, Merida begins to speak, not as a princess, but as herself. Her voice slices through silence, challenging everything that once kept her quiet. What began as a whisper grows louder. Merida's words ripple through her world, awakening others who also long to be seen, not as perfect, but as proudly different. Not all battles need swords. At the dinner table, mother and daughter clash, love and duty colliding as Merida fights to define herself on her own rebellious terms. Alone under the stars, Merida wrestles the voice of doubt. Can one girl change her fate, or will fear silence the rebellion blooming deep inside her soul? With bow in hand and purpose in her heart, Merida rediscovers her aim. Every arrow she looses is a promise to stay fierce, to stay free, to stay true. Before a sea of faces, Merida speaks her truth, no longer hiding, no longer small. Her courage ignites the room as she dares others to rise and roar too. Her words fly farther than arrows ever could. Across screens and hearts, Merida's defiance inspires a movement. Her fire becomes a beacon for others seeking their own voice. Paintbrush in hand, Merida redefines royalty, not with crowns or castles, but with colors of courage and authenticity. This is her kingdom now, built from voices no longer silent. As she signs off, Merida knows her story's just beginning. She didn't follow a path, she forged her own, and now she invites the world to do the same.
Their every day starts with a promise. And there's nothing quite like a Highland sunrise to remind you that today could be the start of a brand new adventure. Castle life isn't all bows and battles. Some mornings, it's just trying to eat your porridge before the wee devils, my brothers, start hurling berries across the hall. Before the world wakes, I string my bow. It's me way of staying sharp, staying grounded, and reminding everyone that I'm no just a princess. I'm a force of nature. There's no freedom like riding through the wind on Angus' back, with the Highlands stretching before us. Out here, I feel alive, ear untamed, exactly who I was meant to be. Most call it sport. I call it brayeth in. When I draw me bow, the world goes quiet. Just me, the target, and the thrill of hitting the bullseye dead on. Don't let those innocent faces fool ye. My brothers are as sneaky as foxes. They think they can outshoot me. Let 'em try. I've had more practice than they've had birthdays. Sometimes, the forest speaks louder than any castle wall. The whispers in the wind, the songs in the stream, they remind me who I am and where I truly belong. A proper feast at Dunbrosh is noisy, wild, and full o' heart. Between Mum's manners and Dad's roaring laughter, it's a miracle I don't end up wearing my dinner. Mum and I haven't always seen eye to eye, but she's wiser than she lets on. Even I have to admit, sometimes a queen's heart knows best. As the sun sets behind the hills, I ride to remember. The wind, the cliffs, the sky, this is where I sort me thoughts, where I find the strength to be myself. Under the stars, with the fire crackling and the night whispering secrets, I think about the paths I've taken, and the ones still waiting ahead. There's magic in the quiet. Well, that's a day in the life of Princess Merida. Wild curls, wild heart, and all. Whatever your path may be, follow it fiercely. And remember, your fate is yours to shape. Ever since I could walk, I wanted to ride, to explore, to be free. They called me wild, stubborn, but I was just searching for a path that truly felt like mine. My mother wanted a perfect princess, graceful, obedient, married off to some suitor. But I couldn't accept a life chosen for me. Our love clashed with duty, and that clash tore us apart. I chose to fight for my own hand. That arrow wasn't just defiance, it was my voice. For the first time, I felt power, but I had no idea of the price. Desperation clouded my judgment. I sought magic to change my fate, to change her. But fate, I learned, doesn't take shortcuts. My wish twisted everything I knew into something dark and dangerous. The spell transformed my mother into a bear. I wanted her to understand me, but not like this. In that moment, my mistake became real, and I knew, or this was all my doing. We ran, hiding from hunters, from the truth. Each step reminded me that courage isn't in battle or rebellion, it's in facing what you've broken, and trying to put it back together. Out there in the wild, she wasn't a queen, and I wasn't just a daughter. We were two hearts learning each other. Slowly, the wall between us started to crumble, bit by bit. As I stitched the torn tapestry, I realized I was stitching more than cloth. I was mending trust, mending love, and every thread was a promise to never take her for granted again. I held her close, tears falling, begging her not to leave me. With every word of truth, the spell unraveled. And I saw, love and forgiveness are the strongest magic of all. I used to run from duty. Now, I embrace it, on my own terms. I'm still the girl with the bow, but now I lead, with fire in my heart and peace in my soul. Mistakes are part of the journey. They shape who we become. I found strength not by being perfect, but by learning, by rising. And through that, I found something even greater, faith in myself. If you've ever felt lost, or made a mistake you regret, you're not alone. Like me, you can rise again. Believe in your story, because your next chapter is still waiting to be written. The Highlands at dawn north compares. The heather's still wet with dew, the air's crisp, and I've a basket to fill. No hunt for deer today, only the tastiest treasures nature's hid away. Now here's the trick, finding the right mushroom. These golden chanterelles? Delicious. But choose wrongly, and you'll regret it. Always know what year picking the forest rewards the careful, not the careless. Bilberries sweet and tart, just like me. Careful picking's the key, leave enough for the birds and foxes. Nature feeds us all, if we take only what we truly need. Wild thyme, sorrel, garlic, each with a tale my mum used to tell. Herbs carry the memory o' our land, flavouring not just stew, but the very stories we pass down. And here we are, nature's kitchen. A plaid for my table, a fire for the heart, and the finest wild foods the Highlands could grant me. Let's make magic, Shall we? Every stew starts with a strong base roots, garlic, fresh water from the stream. It's patience, not haste, that gives it flavor. The forests taught me that lesson well. Mushrooms, herbs, a pinch of salt the pot thickens, colors deepen, and the air turns rich with promise. This is the moment the stew begins to tell its own story. Every cook's got a secret. Mine? A handful of crushed bilberries for color, sweetness, and a wee bit of magic. Sometimes, a meal's beauty is just as important as its taste. Tastes like home. The wind, the woods, the warmth of the fire all here in one bite. A stew's not just food, it's a journey you can taste. Food's always better shared, even if Angus prefers oats. The stars overhead, the fire crackling moments like this remind me why simple things are the most precious treasures. The land gives us what we need, but only if we respect it. Foraging isn't taking, it's listening, learning, and leaving enough so the wild stays wild for generations to come. There's always more to discover, new flavors, new trails, new stories. The Highlands call to me, and I'll answer. So what will you find when you wander the wild? Every map holds secrets, and mine whispers of hidden glens untouched by travelers. The fire crackles, my heart races, and I can't resist. Adventure calls, and I'm ready to answer its wild song. A journey starts with what you carry. Rope, food, compass, and a bow, the essentials. But a true adventurer also brings courage, wit, and a spark of wild spirit tucked inside her pack. The hills stretch before me, rolling and endless, promising mystery and challenge. There's excitement in my chest, but also nerves. Yet I know if I dare step forward, discovery will surely follow. One step and the world changes. Behind me lies home and hearth, before me untamed forest and shadows. The glens wait, breathing with secrets. I feel the thrill of crossing into the unknown. Listen closely, the forest sings, birds call, streams chatter, and leaves whisper ancient tales. Out here, every sound is a reminder. I'm not alone, the wild has a voice, and it welcomes me. Bluebells blooming where sunlight dances, squirrels scurrying with cheeky grins, and vistas stretching beyond imagination. The glens waste no time revealing wonders. Each discovery feels like a gift, waiting only for brave eyes. Here lie Scotland's hidden jewels, waterfalls thundering, trees older than memory, valleys carved by time. Standing on these cliffs, I feel both small and infinite. The glens whisper, and I answer with awe. The door's eyes meet mine, shy but proud, before it vanishes into the forest mist. Overhead, a rare bird circles free. Every encounter reminds me this land is alive, untamed, and utterly magnificent. Through ferns and shadow I find it stone carved with symbols older than song. My hand trembles as I trace the runes. The glens carry stories of ancestors, and I'm honored to listen. Mist curls thick, rain lashes sharp, and paths vanish underfoot. My boots slip, my cloak soaks, yet I press on. Bravery isn't silence and comfort, it's a steady heart against the storm. Firelight dances, stars shimmer, and I sit alone yet never lonely. Out here, the wild teaches patience, humility, and wonder. I've fought battles, but discovery carves a different kind of courage. The glens fade behind me, but their echo remains within my soul. I leave changed, proud, and curious. The world brims with hidden parts. What will ye discover if ye dare to wonder?